guys, Anne Phillips, Music, Mind, and Well-Being. Well, thank you for tuning in and watching us again. Well, I have a treat for you today because I have a gentleman from Arizona, Tucson to be exact, and he is everything about wellness and gut health. Jorge, it is so nice to have you with us. Jorge, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Mucho gusto conocerte a ti, Anne. Well, thank you very much for having me here. I am Jorge Taborda, and I really am passionate with addressing gut health, helping people with health and wellness, and helping other people level up their lifestyle rather than leveling up the virtual avatar.
That is exactly why you are here. Now, I know you have a bit of a gaming background. Explain to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up with gaming, and the first system that I've had was a Nintendo 64, and then eventually it turned into a PlayStation 2 after I helped a former neighbor's roommate clean this entire front yard and backyard. I don't know what compelled me, but I had this drive to just do it all, and for the reward was his PlayStation 2 with all the other games in there. And it was worth it at the time. And then eventually diving into online gaming. So like a multiplayer online battle arena, one in particular that millions of people log on and play all over the world, 5 versus 5. And with that, it just really sucked me in on really focusing on leveling up rather the virtual character that I was at the time, rather than just focusing on myself. So I made the conscious decision to kind of figure out how can I leave this behind and really start leveling myself up, and in turn of leveling myself up, helping other people as well.
How did that affect you mentally, though? I mean, what was the impact of all that gaming for all that time?
Well, there was definitely a period of detox. And with detox in any area, whether that would be with food, whether that be with gaming, or even social media, it really is driving the brain insane of saying, no, we need this. But so it was hard. I'm not going to lie, it was really difficult. There were times where I did relapse at least 4 times.
Wow.
However, I did notice that each time that I relapsed, I went for a longer period of time without the vice, and eventually finally being able to leave it. And knowing that there was somebody else out there that had that similar struggle, I didn't feel alone. And knowing that they were able to combat that, I was thinking, well, if they can do it, so can I. And from there, making a change, not only myself, but for other people as well who may be struggling and thinking they're not worth leveling themselves up, that they'd rather just
Wow.
be focusing on them, on their own virtual character.
So was it the fact then, regarding all of that, was it the fact that through some of the depression and anxiety that you actually got into gut health? Or was it the fact of you thought, well, I think food is going to be my escape. This is how I'm going to work this thing out.
Hmm. Well, really, I did not like who I was at the time of how I was reacting. In fact, there's a story that I will share that my father, he was just being transparent. He said, son, I don't understand. You have 2 jobs. How is it that you're not able to make a contribution to something as simple as a phone bill? And I blew up in his face and basically just trying to justify my stance. And I still even have this feeling in my stomach where I'm like, ugh, did I really say that? Did I really react that way? Rather
Mm,
than just stop, process it, acknowledge it, and think, okay, maybe we do need to make a change. It has a
mm,
point. And looking back at it, if I was able to utilize the tools that I have been able to fortunately use today back then, it would have been a game changer, and it would have been a
wow.
much better transition relationship with my father.
I hear all of that because there are times, especially when people are going through mental health challenges, one level or another, something happens and it is completely taken out of proportion. And then when they look at it years later, it's like, I could have actually done that differently when they're healed through it. But your journey of gut health has led you here now.
Mhm.
So it's a case of, as you're helping others, how do you start, even with gut health and helping others? Where do you start?
Well, that is a great question. And I would say the first step with anything, especially when it comes to gut health, self-awareness.
Mm.
Self-awareness of what is it that we're nourishing our body with. And I had to, like for myself as an example, I ate a lot of fast food. I ate a lot of cooked foods. And the one
Mm.
question that, that I would ask is, who do you know that eats cooked foods? And that's probably mostly everybody. There's no way to escape it.
Everyone.
Yeah. The thing though with that, even if it's a healthy cooked meal, when we cook those foods, what we're doing is that we're taking away the enzymes from that food, the living potential,
Mm.
the food enzymes that basically help our body to function at optimal levels. It's not really more of a I feel better. It's rather more I'm functioning better and more of a
Ah,
holistic approach because of the
yes,
if the gut is functioning properly, then our brain is functioning better. The whole brain
absolutely.
gut connection is huge, and I highly encourage people to go out there, research this stuff because it's out there. It's a thing.
It definitely is a thing, Jorge. So, what advice would you give to somebody? Just, oh, yeah, I would really like to take care of my gut, but I don't know what to do.
Absolutely. I would recommend start replacing one meal with completely raw. And by that I mean have a raw fruit smoothie, veggie smoothie with, I think you mentioned before it was cucumber and pineapple. And
Yay.
man, I'm still gonna have to try that because I'm really curious as to how that combination is. And
Beautiful.
just start there. Just start there. Start with one. Don't go super crazy like I did and just completely cold turkey. One, detox is really gonna kick you in the rear end, and you're gonna want to go back to the old stuff because you don't want to feel that way anymore. Uh,
Mm.
and and take it slow and find a coach. Find a coach who's able to help you with that. And not only that, of course, I gotta say, I'm not a doctor. Please don't take my advice as medical advice. And
Absolutely. They have to find their practitioners because we are not medical doctors.
absolutely. And I think there was one more. Oh, a holistic practitioner. Find somebody who not addresses just a symptom, rather they look at the body as a whole and rather get instead of just masking the symptom with a piece of electrical tape over the check engine light, rather get to the root cause of the issue.
I hear that. And, definitely I'm going back to the cucumber and the pineapple. You're going to have to try that because I love it. One of the things that I know we've had in conversations, I've told you before, is maintaining the ABC, my apple, my beetroot, and my cucumber. I have them all chopped up and carrots, cucumber and carrots in the fridge because basically I can have them at any time because I know they're anti-carcinogenics. They battle against those antigens that want to cause cancers. And so it's really good for us to be able to eat those things and have them raw. So really and truly, I know you've said about like putting them in smoothies and things like this.
Mm-hmm.
So how does someone progress to say having a raw breakfast? What would you recommend?
Something that a mentor of mine mentioned is if you do eat healthy in a way like you eat, let's say, a bowl of oatmeal, right? Yeah, that can be a dead food. There's no enzymes in there, but add some blueberries in there, add raspberries in there. That way you're balancing out it's not 100% dead, it's 50-50. 50% fresh and living versus 50% of cooked. And be a little bit easier on the body. And again, making those slow transitions to eventually you can make chia pudding for breakfast. Chia pudding. Here's a quick tip. Never eat chia seeds on their own. You definitely want to soak them with water, soak them with almond milk. And when you take just a tiny bit, if it's like this little portion of chia seeds, watch how much they expand. And if they expand that much when they absorb, just imagine what they'd be doing in your gut.
Wow, there you go. And there, see, guys, this is why like tuning in is essential. You get little tiny nuggets like that. And I think you need to be able to go and find Jorge and get advice from him on improving your gut health. Because, you know, when you have something like a leaky gut, I know somebody who was hospitalized from something like that. She's much older, but it was a case of it was not a very nice experience. So something like small little changes will make a difference. So Jorge, how can people find you?
Well, people can find me on Instagram. They can find me over at level up underscore your lifestyle. And you could even find me on personal Facebook, Jorge Taborda. And even send me a personal email. Send me over at joetab93 at gmail.com.
Okay, you know what, guys, I'll put all of Jorge's details in the descriptor down the bottom. So make sure you go share, subscribe, like on all of our locations, including Music Minds and Wellbeing. Jorge, it has been a pleasure talking to you. Gut health, the connection to the brain, all of that, it is so important. Guys, we're going to do another one. I'm not going to let him go just that easy. There's going to be part 2. Speak to you all soon. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.